What is that? No. Why? Hi guys. First of all, excuse the very random setup. This is not one that's going to be very prominent. I'm hopefully gonna fix something else for next time I need to record my face. Secondly, I'd like to say a huge thank you for the reception of the American Ghost Game videos. I'm really happy that it seems like a lot of you like them, and they're gonna continue in a week. The episodes will be out with 2 weeks in between them because they do take a little bit longer time to edit. But I didn't want to leave you without a video this Friday, so today I was thinking we could watch some old cosplay videos together. Since these are CMVs, I'm obviously not going to be able to monetize this video, so if you want to support me, please consider checking out my Patreon. It's in the link below. Let's get started. So the first video we're gonna watch is Don't Mess with England. It's on the Crimson Hour cosplay YouTube channel, which is not active and hasn't been in very many years. It's 8 years old and has 235,000 views, which is probably the most views any video I am in has to this date. Let's start watching. Memories. God.
How it all began, if truth be told, had a master plan. Now I rule the world, took 'em by surprise.
Oh God.
Worked my way uphill.
Okay, so that wig. I mean, I'm mostly critical of my own cosplay, obviously.
They looked into my eyes, I became invincible. No one can stop me, for only I am in control. If you want me, you better contact my people. In my crown, I am king. I love their endless worshipping. I am raw, a dinosaur, but I will never be extinct. So don't mess with me.
That sword motion, just the... and my very beautiful old France cosplay.
I'll shoot you down, don't mess with me. Show me sex appeal.
Oh. I kind of regret, I haven't watched these videos in a very long time. I of course remember most of it, but this is... This is very cringy to watch for me. I was very... What was I, like 17, 18 in this? No, 17 at the most. And I was very late in figuring out my own sexuality, and anything sexual was pretty new to me at this point in my life. It was a very interesting experience, you know, and as it is for many, I suppose, with just the self-realization and getting to know yourself better while you're becoming an adult. But I was very overt with it during this period, and I look back at it with a lot of cringe. And this scene is sort of representative of that part of me, of those feelings.
Get on your hands and knees. Forget about the...
I remember a comment. One of the comments here is that, oh, you used a little bit too much makeup, as the fake blood, I presume it was, kind of does look like lipstick that's smeared. That was not the intention.
It's best to keep me pleased. Imagine if you will, I'll meet on the block. I've got time to kill, so how about a quick fuck? I've come.
Honestly though, the cutting between those scenes is still, it's not as bad as I remember it. I was not the one, I didn't know anything about film editing at this point, so I had nothing to do with the actual production. I'm just cosplaying in it.
It's been fun, but won't you please disappear? Something tells me that you can't further my career. In my crown, I am king. I love their endless worshipping. I am raw, a dinosaur, but I will never be extinct. So don't mess with me. I'll shoot you down.
That wig hair in the back, oh my god. It's beautiful, beautiful.
Don't mess with me. 'Cause all your heads are gonna roll.
I don't know if you see it here, but these pants were very tight on me, and I was very self-conscious about my body at this point. I was quite a bit heavier than I'm now, and also I still had, like, I hadn't realized I was trans at this point, but I was very uncomfortable with my body, and there's one point where you can see a bit of my stomach, and you can see a lot more in the bloopers. I'm not sure if it's in the bloopers or if it's just on the rest of the video material, but that was something it took a lot of time before I could watch that and not feel very, very, very self-conscious. That's still a pretty nice shot. I still kind of like that kick. It looks pretty nice.
So if you want survival, kneel on my arrival. But this is how I rule the world.
The decision to shoot this with a bright, sort of like with a backlit scene that I have now, although I do have lighting in my face, that was not the best decision. I would probably have done it a lot worse at this point. But as I see it, like this CMV, it did bring in so much views. That was like the first actual thing that I was in that got a lot of views, and it was a really interesting experience. And it's weird looking back at it, thinking that it did get that amount of views, while still being able to see all the things that could have been done so much better now that I'm studying film myself. And the candle that went out, I love that.
No one can stop me, for only I am in control. And if you want me, you better contact my people. See my crown, I am king. You'll love the endless worshipping. I am raw, a dinosaur, but I will never be extinct. So don't mess with me. I'll shoot you down, don't mess with me. I'll knock you down, don't mess with me. I'll shoot you down, don't mess with me.
Ah, and that's our Deviant Arts. God, that was a long time ago. Well, that's that. That was not as bad as I had remembered it. Mostly because I had nothing to do with the production of myself, so none of that is like cringy to me. It's just my own cosplay is very cringy to me, my own acting. But honestly, it's mostly like good memories. This was like the first time I actually felt like I had friends, you know? I never really got along with people at school, so when I actually found people to cosplay with, that was really, really cool. Sort of what's become a bit nostalgic to me. Instead of having those nostalgic feelings for your childhood, I have that very much of this period in my cosplaying. Alright, let's move on to the second video I was thinking we were gonna watch, and this is one that I produced, filmed, and acted in myself without any help from anyone else. I think it's the first video definitely the first CMV that I did myself. But I think it's the first one where I actually edited something that's not a linear story, or where you don't film chronologically. It's the Primadonna Girl CMV that's also at the Crimson Hour cosplay. Here it is. This is 5 years old, though I think it's more like 6 years old because I first uploaded it on this channel. Actually, this one had a lot less subscribers back then, so I re-uploaded it on the Crimson Hour channel. Let's give it a watch. I'm really... I'm still really happy with this intro. I was the one who edited this intro, and it's probably among the first things that I actually edited together. And that is very bad quality image of a watch. But I'm still pretty happy with it, honestly. It's nice looking back at it.
Primadonna girl, yeah.
There's a heart on my lips there. I did a very experimental... This was way before I actually started being interested in makeup as well. But I did a very experimental makeup look for France, which... not the worst character to do that with. Yeah, okay, let's continue.
Girl, yeah. All I ever wanted was the world. I can't help that I need.
This shot, I'm actually still pretty proud of that shot. I had this very tiny camcorder. I had tied the whole little camera, it's about this big, in a string. I believe it was to a sleeping bag that was stuck over my wardrobe. So it was sort of hanging, dangling while I was lying in my bed and adjusting it from that angle. Very creative way to get that shot. I'm impressed with my younger self. That's still.
It all, the Primadonna life, the rise and fall. You say that I'm kinda difficult, but it's always someone else's fault.
Better shot with that makeup. Oh god.
Got you wrapped around my finger.
I think that's supposed to be fish scales that's done with a wig cap, pulling it down and just putting eyeshadow between to create that sort of effect. Not the worst idea, not the best execution.
Babe, you can count on me to misbehave. Primadonna.
Why is my face completely white there? That looks a little bit terrifying.
Primadonna girl, would you do anything for me? Buy a big diamond ring for me. Would you get down on your knees for me?
Like, the problem with looking back at things, I can see things that I'm like, okay, that's actually good. Like this shot, like I still like that. But the dancing and the... I think it goes sort of like this. I get a couple nice shots, and then I'm not entirely sure what I should fill out the rest of the video with. So I do a lot of random shit. So that you have like a couple really nice things, but then there's a bunch of filler for the rest of the song, and it's not the best technique.
Pop that pretty question right now, baby. Beauty queen on a silver screen. Living life like I'm in a dream. I know I've got a big ego. I really don't know why it's such a big deal, though. You can set to the core. And day is a chore. When you...
Pretty sure these are GIFs from my old Ask blog on Tumblr. It's very weird to look back at.
More. I wanna be adored, 'cause I'm a Primadonna girl. Yeah, all I ever was the world. I can't help that I need it all. The prima donna life, the rise and fall. You say that I'm kinda difficult, but it's always someone else's fault. Got you wrapped around.
I haven't mentioned it at all, but I don't know how many years I did France's beard like that. That was... I know that that's what it looks like in the anime, but no.
You can count on me to misbehave. Prima donna girl, fill the void up with celluloid.
Just the dancing with a white background. What's the point?
Take a picture, I'm with the boys. Get what I want, 'cause I asked for it. Not because I'm really that deserving of it.
I'd forgotten that scene. I'd forgotten. Franz stuffing his bra and pretending like he just caught the camera and he was worried that someone was gonna see it.
Living life like I'm in a play.
Fucking fedora! I don't have that hat anymore. You can barely see it. Oh, I think you can see it more later, but yes, that's a fedora. No, I don't have it anymore.
The limelight, I want to stay. I know I've got a big ego. I really don't know why it's such a big deal, though. Going up, going down, down, down. Anything for the crown, crown, crown. When the lights dip down, 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 I spin around. I'm a prima donna girl, yeah. All I ever wanted was the world. I can't help that I need it all. The prima donna life, the rise and fall. You say that I'm kinda difficult, but it's always someone else's fault. Got you wrapped around my finger, babe. You can count on me to misbehave. Prima donna girl, yeah. All I ever wanted was the world. I can't help.
Neck beard. What is that? No. Why? Oh my god. When I got the idea to actually make this video, I was thinking whether I should look through the videos first, but I haven't, especially this one, I haven't seen in years. I've seen the Don't Mess with England like at least a year ago or something. But I'm glad I didn't look through this because, oh my god, I'm glad I wasn't ready for this. Oh my god, okay. I was under the impression that I hadn't done that many weird things that you could judge me for now, like a couple of years later, but I'm in the wrong. At least I'm getting ahead of anyone else and getting to judge myself first. Yeah. That was that. I don't think I've ever felt this cringy about something I've done before. But at the same time, I'm very happy that I've done this. And obviously, the Don't Mess with England is way less cringy for me because I haven't done it myself. I'm just acting in it. But this is very much where I started in making my own videos. And boy, oh boy. Like, I'm very, very glad I've done this because doing things is the only way you get better at it. Same thing with cosplay and filmmaking and everything. So if I hadn't done this, I wouldn't be sitting here. I'm very grateful for 17, 18, 19-year-old me for actually taking these steps and doing these things that have caused me to learn a lot today. So yeah, that was those. If you like this sort of video, do you think I should make more of it? Reacting to... I'm not really sure like what I can react to, but we could take a trip down my old DeviantArt account. We could react to some of my earlier makeup tutorials that I'm not that proud of anymore. Let me know, and also let me know if you're excited for the second episode of American Ghost Games, which is coming out in a week. Until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.